Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Japan considered deploying its self-defense forces to the Strait of Hormuz, but ultimately held back due to constitutional and legal constraints, UPI reports. Prime Minister Sanae Takichi reviewed options, including dispatching minesweepers or naval vessels for survey and research purposes, following U.S. President Donald Trump's request for Allied support in securing maritime routes. Both proposals were shelved amid concerns they could violate Article 9 of Japan's pacifist constitution, which renounces war and prohibits the use of force. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical energy corridor for Japan, heavily reliant on Middle Eastern oil imports. Japanese officials acknowledged the urgency but stressed adherence to legal limits. Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi stated Japan must act within its laws, a stance echoed by Takichi in talks with Trump. The decision has implications for South Korea, which shares similar energy security concerns. According to 9 News, North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has explicitly praised soldiers who chose death over capture, including those who committed suicide attacks while fighting in Ukraine. Speaking at the unveiling of a new memorial complex near Pyongyang, Kim declared that such self-blasting demonstrated the highest form of loyalty. This marks a striking and unusually open acknowledgement of Pyongyang's long-suspected battlefield doctrine and signals a deepening of North Korea's involvement in Russia's war. The memorial, described as part cemetery and part museum, lists 2,288 names of soldiers believed to have died in combat, alongside 271 graves and more than 1,700 compartments for cremated remains. This scale, coupled with expanded space for future burials, suggests significant North Korean casualties, which had not been openly admitted until now. South Korean and Western officials estimate over 10,000 North Korean troops have been deployed to Russia's Kursk region. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced in congressional hearings on Thursday, 4:30, as reported by Thai Sounds, that the United States aims to deter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific region through strength rather than confrontation. This objective is the second highest priority for the Department of Defense, following the protection of the U.S. homeland, and aligns with the 2026 National Defense Strategy. Hegseth articulated that the U.S. seeks a power balance that ensures peace, open and fair trade, prosperity, and respect for all nations' interests in the region. He reiterated that the U.S. is not attempting to stifle China's development, conquer, or humiliate China, nor does it intend to alter Taiwan's status quo. However, he stressed that the U.S. will collaborate with allies to maintain sufficient military strength to counterbalance China's growing power and safeguard allies from sustained military aggression. He emphasized the Department of Defense's critical role in ensuring Beijing perceives the U.S.'s unquestionable military strength necessary to defend its national interests, while China must respect U.S. long-term interests in the Indo-Pacific. According to NHK, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy announced on Friday via a social media post that Ukraine's attacks on Russian oil refineries and other energy-related facilities have resulted in at least $7 billion in losses for Russia this year alone. Zelenskyy affirmed that Ukraine intends to continue these long-range strikes, emphasizing their goal is not merely direct hits, but to increase the downtime of targets and significantly reduce their operational capacity. The commander of Ukraine's drone forces confirmed another attack on Tuapse, a key Russian port and oil facility, with the objective of disrupting energy sales that finance the ongoing invasion. Bloomberg, citing an anonymous source, reported that these strikes have driven Russia's daily average refinery output to its lowest level since December 2009. Anticipating increased pressure on both domestic and global oil markets. JG. Press reports that the Japanese government and the Bank of Japan apparently executed their first currency market intervention in approximately 2 years on Thursday afternoon. May, This action was taken in a desperate attempt to halt the yen's rapid depreciation. Earlier that day, the dollar had surged past the 160 yen mark, a level widely considered a critical defense line for authorities to conduct yen buying, dollar selling operations. The dollar's ascent to these levels had not been seen since July 2024, the last time Japanese authorities intervened. Japanese Vice Finance Minister for International Affairs Atsushi Mimura issued a stern warning, explicitly targeting speculative traders, stating, "This is our final advisory for market players to withdraw from speculative trading." Notably, previous interventions by the government and the BOJ in 2024 also occurred during the Golden Week holiday period, a time when trading activity in Tokyo markets typically thins out. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.